All right, so if you're wondering what to sell online that's high ticket in 2026, I've got a great resource for you in this video right now. We're going to cover home gym equipment, sports training equipment, recovery equipment, all sorts of stuff. Because if you're like me and you like to exercise and work out and feel healthy, you're not alone. There is a huge market for this stuff. And the best thing about this market is it's not only a consumer market, but it also has huge B2B and B2G potential as well. So in high ticket sales, it's just really important to understand that you're going to be, doing a lot of talking and communicating with customers, and that you should also have a multi-channel marketing strategy. You should not just rely on one channel for leads. Like in the past, what a lot of people did was rely just on Google Shopping. And that kind of thing can be troublesome for the longevity of your business. You really got to focus on multiple channels. So you've got to have a plan for Google Shopping. You got to have a plan for Microsoft Shopping. You got to have a plan for SEO and organic rankings. You got to have a plan for B2B outreach, B2G outreach. And social media and email marketing, all that stuff to make this business model really work. Okay, and in this video, I want to show you one of the best niches that you can get into today and make a great income and a great profitable store with. So without further ado, let's just get into it. I'm going to show you my screen and I'll go over the niche. All right, guys, so check it out. This website, Recovery for Athletes, is a great resource for tons of different product categories within the general kind of fitness and exercise and recovery, nutrition, sports training, niche. So there's lots of brands on this website. Go check it out. But yeah, in this video, I'm just going to cover basically the categories that you can get into. Now, keep in mind with a brand new high ticket dropshipping store, if you're a beginner, you're going to be doing this stuff by yourself, that I highly recommend that you choose a single product category to start with, or maybe at max 2 or 3. Because if you go and you start a store with all these different categories, it's just going to take you forever to start it. It's going to take you forever to launch it, and it's going to require a lot more money and investment up front. So start very narrow, choose a sub niche, and go from there. Now with the branding itself, you don't have to have a super narrow sub niche branding. What usually helps is actually having kind of a mid-niche branding, like this store did with Recovery for Athletes. It's sort of sub-niche because they have 4 athletes. There's more people that require recovery than just athletes, but it's one of the biggest sub-niches, so it was a good idea. And recovery in general is definitely great. Now, recovery, mostly would just cover things under the recovery tab, like massage things and massage stuff, cold plunge and saunas and whatnot, therapy, things like that. But the website actually has a lot more than that. They have all sorts of fitness stuff like weight training and cardio machines and home gym. They have sports training equipment, across all different, things with sports. They have hyperbaric chambers. That's a part of recovery. But so just keep that in mind with your branding. You can choose more of a kind of mid-niche branding, something that sort of covers more, and then you can grow into that mid-niche. So, but get creative, okay? Don't just build a site that copies another site, because you're not going to get very far. Make it unique. Make it something that you are going to be able to do really well. If you're into exercise and fitness and recovery, a niche like this is going to be great for you, because you probably already have some experience using the saunas or using cold plunges, or using, massage, equipment, things like that. All right, as you can see on this website, the first thing I do here is they list out their best-selling products. So you have this ice machine by Game Ready. It's one of their best sellers. It's a very unique product where you have sleeves that go around your body that actually get really cold. So it's kind of like icing your body without having to use ice packs all the time. So it's great for recovery. These massage guns are awesome. Cold plunge tubs, saunas, obviously. Full body recovery systems. This is really good because people, oftentimes their arms are really sore, or their hands, not just their feet or their lower legs, So, and all these things, most of these things are very high ticket products. Like these hyperbaric chambers, for example, can run up into the tens of thousands of dollars, which is incredible. So, with profits, usually you're looking at like a 20% average, maybe as low as 15, as high as 30, usually around 20%. So, if you do the math, for every one of these Game Ready $3,000 compression packages you sell, probably make around $500 or so. You have to, consider there are shipping costs involved usually. Sometimes you have to eat the shipping costs, and with sales tax, sometimes you have to eat sales tax as well. So, and there's drop shipping fees sometimes. So things can cut out of your margins for sure. You do just have to, talk to the supplier, figure out, how they charge shipping. If they're offering free shipping, or if they're offering, if they have to charge you for shipping, and what their MAP policy exactly requires that you state on your website, whether you're allowed to offer discount codes or whether you're allowed to offer free gifts and whatnot, that kind of thing. Definitely, stay in touch with your suppliers, understand their MAP policies. But these are some great categories to sell, guys. So under recovery, their most popular categories are percussion massagers, compression boots, Game Ready, which is that brand of icing machines we saw, massage chairs, red light therapy, and saunas. Under fitness, you got cardio machines like exercise bikes, ellipticals and cross trainers, treadmills, rowing machines, climbing machines, rope trainers, upper body ergometers, cardio equipment, weight training like dumbbells, barbells, free weights, cable trainers, resistance, benches and racks, rucking, all that stuff. They even have a category for nutrition, which is very interesting. In high-ticket dropshipping, usually we're just focusing on high-ticket categories, but it doesn't mean you can't have lower ticket categories on your website, and especially things like this that are, that lend themselves to bundles or subscriptions for example. Things like that are really going to help you to build your business in the long run to a wider audience as well, and also be able to sell more sell more products to the same people, and continually sell things over and over again. Massage chairs, like huge massage chairs. People that buy massage chairs, they might be looking also for a massage table. They might also be looking for a cold plunge stuff. They might also, drink whey protein shakes on a regular basis, or looking for probiotics, that kind of thing. So the wider you can build out your site as far as different products that the same target market can buy, the more likely it is that the same people are going to come back and buy from you over and over again, and refer you to their friends and whatnot. And as long as you have a great experience with it, they have a great experience. They usually refer you to people and whatnot, and you can get user-generated content like reviews and videos from them and stuff like that. So go through this website and check it out. They have tons of brands. If you check out their brands page, these are all going to be high-ticket dropshipping brands. Some are going to be lower-ticket dropshipping brands. Some are going to be sold by distributors. So keep that in mind. Sometimes there's a distributor that sells multiple brands. Like I know in the sauna niche, for example, there's a big distributor that sells most of the sauna brands. Called Bathing Brands. So, just keep that in mind when you do your research. You're not always going to get accounts directly with the manufacturers, although that's always the best thing to do is if you can find the manufacturer's website specifically and get an account directly with them. But if you can't, try to find a distributor, and you just got to do Google searches and ask them, or, you could even call your competitors and ask them. Although I don't know if that's always going to get you very far. But as you can see down here, they have a military first responder thing. So keep in mind, B2G and B2B are huge in this niche, in these different categories as well. You're going to be able to sell to people that have their own home gyms, but you also be able to sell to people that are starting gyms and small businesses, and like government, military organizations that need to buy training equipment, gym equipment, recovery equipment for their troops and whatnot. Maybe it's like the ambulance, those people are like ripped, where do you think they work out? Maybe at a gym, maybe their facilities have gym equipment in them. The fire station is a great example. Firemen, they have to work out constantly to stay fit. They probably have equipment right there in the fire station. So if you can get accounts with these B2G, B2B places, yeah, it takes more work. You got to do more outreach. You got to establish relationships. You got to go to trade shows. You got to meet these people in person sometimes. But if you can do the networking and you're, establish yourself as an authority in the niche, then you might be able to get these accounts, and that each account is a lot of money. Could they go directly to the manufacturer and get those accounts themselves? Sure, but if you can set yourself apart by providing them more value in the way of maybe consultations or training programs or something like that, then yeah, they might buy from you. So the way you'd find any one of these suppliers to get on board with them, for example, Bench K wall bars, these things are really popular because they include a lot of different things you can do right there in one device that sits on your wall. You don't have to have a huge, gym garage to have your whole gym in. You can just have like a wall bar system for a couple $1,000s, and you have almost everything you need for a good home workout. You just would, highlight and search on Google. I mean, this is a Mac. You can do the same thing on a Windows computer. But you'll find their website usually, benchk.com, for example. It's like it says the manufacturer's name as the domain, so you'll know it's their website. Some brands, you search them, they're going to be private label brands made by the retailers themselves, so they're not going to have a separate website. And if that's the case, you probably aren't going to be able to dropship. Although you could still ask them, and call them. But somebody like this, you can easily just go on their website, try to find a contact page or like a new dealer fill out page or something like that. If they're not based in the US, you got to make sure they have a US based, warehouse and all that. They have multiple countries here, obviously, but I would just look for some sort of a contact page or some contact form to fill out. Although I don't see one right away here. But yeah, they do have a email. You can email them too, but usually it's always best to find a contact form or something on their website that allows, here it is, right at the top, contact. So yeah, they have a contact form. So that's the best thing. These days it's very difficult to get emails to show up in the inbox, especially if you have a new email account. So by filling out contact forms instead, you're going to be able to for sure get your email and your message delivered to them, and then they'll do something about it. You can follow up by phone calls and stuff like that. But contact forms are the best way to fill it out, especially if they have a dealer application form. It goes to the right department, and then boom, you can just do it. So a usual script is just like, hi guys, we have a store. This is the store name. We sell a bunch of different brands in the niche that manufacturer's in. In this case, it'd be like home gym equipment, that kind of stuff, or gym equipment. And we're currently looking to expand our business. We saw your brand. We think it's a good fit. We want to, get in touch and see if you guys are accepting new authorized dealers. We want to be an authorized dealer and sell your products online. Let me know if you think we'll be a good fit, and we can get in touch, and we'd be happy to fill out a dealer agreement with you and start, uploading your products to our site and marketing them and advertising them. And sometimes they'll call you back and talk to you and see. Just to make sure you're a real business owner, that you're like a real individual. You're not just like some scammer. And then they'll ask you what your marketing plan is and what your business is like and all that stuff, just to make sure everything's good. A lot of times they'll allow you to pay with a business credit card for orders. So that's the easiest way to do it, because if you have a business credit card, at least $5,000 to $10,000 in available credit, you can just run the order on that card to get it shipped out right away. And then once you get paid for that order to your checking account, you can just pay off the card. So it's a great system. Also, you can earn reward points that way. But if you don't have that available, you can still use just a business debit card. What you do is you take the order and you make sure first that it's in stock and profitable with the supplier. You run a quote request really quick. And then once you get that quote request approved, like it's profitable, it's in stock, ready to ship, everything, you capture the payment. You wait for the payment to land in your checking account, which might take a day or two. But once it lands, then you tell the supplier they can charge you for the order, or you place the order on the online portal, and they'll charge your debit card, and the debit card will just deduct the amount of the cost, the dealer cost, which usually has like a 15 to 30% margin, and then you keep the difference, right? So that's how this business is run. Pretty simple. And some of these products are pretty good. $2,000, $3,000 at a 20% margin on average. You're looking at $300-$400 per sale. $300 to $400 in sales. Per sale, you only need like maybe 10 or 20, maybe 30 a month. You got a great business that cash flows, that you're, can pay for ads, you can pay for all your software, you can even pay for a virtual assistant to run things for you, to take care of like little tasks here and there. But I do really recommend that as the owner of the business, that you do take phone calls, even if you have a VA, but you just have them act as more of a receptionist, especially if it's, a very high ticket client or like a business client, that kind of thing, that you actually have them forward the phone call to you, and then you talk to the customers directly. And also that you talk to the suppliers directly. It's really just going to help in the long run, because then you'll build a relationship with them. Building relationships with the suppliers directly is going to help you to be able to get special pricing, sometimes also, updates on inventory and new stock, and just kind of better communication in general. Like lots of different things will come out of that. They might even cut you in if they really like you. Build a friendship with them. If they really like you, you can meet them at a trade show and stuff like that. And then you can get like special access to a certain market or to certain parts of their catalog they don't give normal dealers, that kind of thing. Building a relationship with the supplier is a great idea. So yeah, beyond that, there's just tons of niche ideas here. Obviously there's the massage chairs that are high ticket, very high ticket, lots of brands, cold plunges. These hyperbaric chambers are really unique in that they're quite expensive. And with similar margins, maybe a minimum of like 10%, but like hopefully 15-20% margins that you'll be able to get, on a $40,000 sale, upwards of like, I don't know, $5,000 or $10,000 in profit, and how incredible would that be? One sale, you get $5,000 or $10,000 in profit. You can almost basically quit your 9 to 5 and just work on your own business full time. But I don't recommend doing that. I recommend you keep your 9 to 5 and you run this as a side hustle, especially for the first year or two. Really, the goal is to get one of these businesses up into that, $1 million to $2 million per year range. Because once you do that, and it's been around for a couple years, it's an asset that you can sell on a marketplace. A marketplace maybe like Flippa or Empire Flippers or Quiet Light, one of those marketplaces, you can get, 2 to 3x your yearly net profits. So just imagine if your yearly net profit is somewhere around 50,000 or 100,000, that's multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars that you can get just to, for your business. So definitely these things can be worth a lot of money. But the greatest thing is just to run it really well. Be very financially disciplined, keep a business, savings account and transfer money over to pay for taxes and, just keep savings. Don't always reinvest everything. These businesses require a lot of cash flow to cover things like disputes, chargebacks. Sometimes like if those happen a lot, all at once, you'll get a reserve on your account, a rolling reserve. So you'll need cash flow reserves to cover certain things that happen in your business, so you don't end up having to take loans to cover that, which the loans have high interest, these merchant cash advance loans, MCA loans, and those can just completely kill your business. So don't ever take MCA loans if you don't have to. And if you do, just know that your business is probably not going to survive very long, maybe a few more months. You're already probably reinvesting too much or spending too much on ads or something, or just taking too much money out of the business for your personal expenses. You've got to run these businesses lean because the profit margins are pretty low, and yeah, just keep your day job, keep your business, run this on the side as a side hustle and just put some time in the evenings into it. If you guys are interested in getting one of these stores built for you so you don't have to do all that troublesome work of building the store itself, we offer services. So if you go to ecommerceparadise.com, I'll show you what it looks like right now. All right, guys, so this is ecommerceparadise.com, and you can join the membership group for free and download my free guide for high-ticket dropshipping. But the services we offer are private coaching, where you get to talk with me one-on-one about your business, and then you implement the strategies. And then if you are a beginner, you can get just a starter store made, which is really cool because it's a little bit less expensive and will get you exactly what you need to start recruiting suppliers. But if you're in that, situation where you have a high-paying job and a family to take care of and not much time to spend on this business, we actually have a complete business build and launch package. So they can take a look at that. We do everything from start to launch, and then we provide ongoing services like SEO and backlinks, Google Shopping Ad, Bing Shopping Ad management, and supply recruiting, uploading, and scaling, and things like that, so that on the back end you're able to continue scaling your business as well. But yeah, we offer a full done-for-you service, so you can click the link in the description below or just go to ecommerceparadise.com/turnkey to take a look at that, and /starter stores, take a look at that. We also have a lot of resources here, how to get started with high-ticket dropshipping. There's what is high-ticket dropshipping, the niches list, best suppliers, and business formation, stuff like that. A lot more blog posts as well. And then, just the main thing is you can book a free discovery call with me, and through there you'll easily be able to determine whether it's something that is going to be right for you or not. And usually you'll be able to answer some questions that are going to tell you right away, kind of just like you can pre-qualify yourself to see if it's actually something that's going to work for you or not. But regardless of that, I have tons of resources. So if you're not ready to spend money, you just want to learn about it, just get my free book, get my free niches list, and start doing some research and figuring out how to set up this business yourself. One of the main things I have all my clients do before they even start is form their entire business. So go through the business formation page that I have here and do all the steps to start your business, like starting your LLC, getting your EIN, getting a professional mailbox address, virtual mailbox, a checking account, credit card, and you can work on getting a seller's permit as well. All these things are really important before you start your business. Okay, it's a huge long article because there's just tons of stuff you got to get into. But really, at the end of the day, this is a real business. This is not just like a small, like passive income side hustle thing. This is a real business you're starting. So just keep that in mind, guys. It takes a bit of work, but it's totally worth it. You can live a location independent lifestyle. Take this business with you wherever you want to go in the world, which is awesome. And like any business, there's going to be ups and downs, but it is what it is. All right, I hope that video was helpful. That niche is amazing. Gym equipment, fitness equipment, recovery equipment. There's just so many categories there, so many suppliers, huge consumer market, huge business market, huge government market as well. So there's just tons of opportunity in this niche. It's one that I often give to clients because everybody kind of has their own thing, but a lot of people are into fitness. And with high ticket sales, you have to have some passion, interest, or experience in whatever you are going to sell online in order for this to be, to work for you. Don't just pick any random niche just because you think it's going to be profitable. But you got to pick something that's going to work for you, because you're going to be able to make the content, you're going to be able to make the sales calls and talk to suppliers, talk to customers, sound like an authority and a professional, and actually handle customer service and warranty issues, with authority and with confidence as well. So that's the main thing, guys. So keep that in mind. If you guys are interested in getting our help with high ticket dropshipping, starting your own business, or scaling your current store, go to ecommerceparadise.com. Check out the turnkey offer, check out our resources page, and schedule a free discovery call. Talk to me directly and see if we're going to be a good fit to work together. Thanks so much. Make sure you subscribe, like the video, share it with your friends, comment if you have any questions below, and I'll see you in there. Take care.